Hey there, I'm Joe Carter. If you've ever popped the hood and thought, where do I even start? You're in good company. Around here, we take the mystery out of car repair, one fix at a time. Whether you're a beginner or just looking to sharpen your skills, there's something here for you. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you're into learning without the headaches. All right, that's enough from me. Let's get into it.
Secondary primer. Scratches typology. Several types of scratches can occur on a car. Minor. Only the lacquer coating is damaged, and the base layer of pigment is not bare. In the case of an acrylic coating, there are only minor furrows in the paint, and the primer is still relatively far away. Medium size. The base paint layer has been disturbed, through which the primer can be seen. Deep scratches on the machine, which lead to the destruction of the protective anti-corrosion coating. If the metal is not galvanized, the damage will become a hotbed of corrosion in the future. This damage cannot be repaired without painting. Dealing with minor scratches on the car. Even numerous small scratches can be removed with abrasive polishing. To remove scratches on your car, you will need polishing machine. We strongly discourage the use of a power tool, even if it has a variable speed control. The minimum revolutions of a Bulgarian drill are much higher than those that can be set on a polishing machine. Fine-grained sandpaper, P2000. Polishes of varying degrees of abrasiveness. You can buy a few tens of grams on weight for local polishing. You can choose from the products of companies 3M, Fekla, Rivax, and others. Each manufacturer designates its own gradation of abrasiveness. Polishing wheels of different hardness. Microfiber cloth for removing polish residue. The basics of polishing with your own hands can be placed in several positions. Thoroughly wash the surface to be polished. Remove bitumen stains and degrease. Soak the sandpaper for 5 to 10 m in water, and then with a little effort brush the area with scratches. Once the surface is matted, stop. Apply some paste to the surface. Without turning on the machine, rub the paste across the plane of the repair area. Start polishing, periodically spritzing the surface with water. For the first step, it is worth choosing a hard wheel and a coarse-grained abrasive. Then a medium wheel with a fine-grained polish. The final treatment is carried out with a soft wheel with a non-abrasive polish. The finer points of removing scratches from a car. Repairing paintwork damage in this way has a number of pitfalls. Do not stay in one place for long periods of time to avoid overheating the paintwork. Medium polishing speeds will be sufficient to remove small scratches and smooth out medium scratches. Be careful not to rub the lacquer down to the base coat of paint. The quality of polishing depends on the color of the car. For black colors will require finishing holograms, barely noticeable scuffs that leave a circle and fine debris, dried paste, polish and many others. Medium-level scratches on the car. It is impossible to remove scratches of the base layer of paint with the help of polishing. They can be made almost invisible. There are polishes with the addition of color pigment. It can be used only for simple acrylic enamel. Complex shades or metallic paint should not be treated with such compositions. On the market, you can find several types of aids, with the help of which you can make repairs with your own hands, wax or glue pencils. Wax pencil is effective if the damage has not exposed the metal. Another disadvantage is the short-lived result. Once in a few months the procedure will have to be repeated. A container with paint and a brush. If the scratches have only slightly damaged the base layer of paint on the car, we do not recommend repairing in this way. It will not be possible to completely remove the scratches, as 100% hit to the shade is almost impossible. It is better to mask the damage with polishing as much as possible. Deep scratches on the car. The compositions described above are better to use if the width of the scratch is more than 1 mm. In this case, the pigment will cover the scratched paint, and the varnish will protect the surface and give shine. Brush containers are only suitable for acrylic enamels. If the scratch is flat and deep, cover the edges with masking tape. Degrease the surface and apply the compound. It is important to fill the hole that was formed in the layers of the paintwork. Then remove the tape, grind the surface with sandpaper P2000 with water and polish the repair area. This will maximize the effect. Patching chips and scratches with brushes and markers is not a bad option for budget pre-sale preparation. Unfortunately, if the paintwork on the car is base under the varnish, you need to buy more expensive compositions. Be sure to follow the manufacturer's instructions. It is best to give preference to companies with the largest range of offered shades. Any of the compositions requires mandatory degreasing. In no case, do not apply the paint if the car in the place of damage appeared rust. As much as possible, clean the hot spots with sandpaper before removing scratches. When the going gets tough. If there are a lot of scratches, and now the area with a circumference of 10 centimeters on your car is densely dotted with deep cuts, it is more rational to resort to high-quality painting. The good news is that the entire element does not necessarily have to be painted. Often the elimination of defects in the paintwork on the car can be carried out by local painting. Unfortunately, it is extremely difficult to perform such repairs well with your own hands. To do this you will need air compressor, knowledge of the rules of preparing the part for filling, priming and painting, paint sprayer, and skills to work with it, trowel, sanding bars, sandpaper of different gradations, covering material, painter's tape and much more. The main thing that was missing from the list is experience, which you won't have. No artisanal method of repair will be able to remove deep scratches the way a competent colorist and an experienced painter will. Now you know how to remove scratches or hide them as much as possible. Visible paintwork damage polishing paste. What you need for polishing. Prepare your car for sale. How to remove scratches. Brush for scratch removal. In conclusion, dealing with scratches on your car's paintwork doesn't have to be a daunting task. By following the methods we've discussed, from using simple DIY solutions like toothpaste or baking soda to more advanced techniques, with scratch repair kits, you can effectively minimize or even eliminate those unsightly marks. Remember to assess the depth of the scratch before choosing your approach, and always test any product on a small area first. With a little patience and the right tools, you can restore your car's appearance and keep it looking its best. Thank you for watching, and drive safely.